Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. I am honored to have a couple hundred of my statements quoted on quotation websites, and here are 30 that would seem particularly appropriate for you. And for some of the quotes I amplify. First, a few about career. A career is like a suit of clothes. To look its best, it has to be tailored and accessorized. For example, if you're a helping professional, what specialty would make you most helpful? More broadly, should you try to get your job description tweaked? Next quote. What skill of yours has given you the most success? Use it more. You don't know? List your few most significant accomplishments. Any common threads? Next. In managing and in parenting, praise where you can, and when you can't, try invoking guilt, like, I know you're better than this. If you have a clearly good idea, to avoid getting talked out of it, get input only on how to better execute it. Next, a few quotes on motivation. The most powerful motivator may not be fear. People go back to bad habits even after a heart attack. Could it be proving themselves right? When overwhelmed, after doing any needed planning, just stay in the moment and put one foot in front of the other. To boost motivation, what's your next 1-second task? It feels good to get even a tiny task done, to make progress and maybe learn something along the way that can inform your future progress. We hear stories of persistence rewarded, yet for each of those, many people have pressed on, only to end up broken and or broke. Might you be wise to focus more on self-acceptance than self-improvement? That might even motivate you to improve. Next, a couple of quotes about self-esteem. To boost self-esteem, accept that you're flawed like everyone is. Do what you're good at and accomplish. Even little wins will boost your self-esteem. School can give a false sense of confidence or of loserhood. Too often, school success predict life success. Next, a few quotes on personal growth. A most valuable way to spend $1? A memo pad. Keep it with you at all times. Think of ideas, write them down, and implement them. If you want to lock in a new attitude or behavior, say and or write that and why. Then keep paraphrasing, not reading it. If you just read it, it won't penetrate any more than the Pledge of Allegiance that's being recited by school children. Books that assert, if it worked for me, it can work for you, often aren't helpful, because typical readers are less efficacious than the authors are. Might you be wise to focus more on self-acceptance and self-improvement? That might even motivate you to improve. I think I said that earlier, actually. Next, a few quotes on communication. Talking too much is a relationship and career killer. Keep most utterances to under 45 seconds, and in dialogue, speak a little less than half the time. Before making an argument, ask a likely opponent, perhaps the person you're talking with, to lay out the counter-argument. Your argument can then incorporate that counter-argument. Scratch the surface of thinking ideologues, and you'll find doubts. Ask, have you ever wondered whether the other side might be right? It's kind of sad that many people prefer a silly, manipulative, game-playing, selfish hottie over an ugly, intense, honest, kind person. A big double standard. If a statement favors redistribution, it tends to get praised. If favoring meritocracy, it's usually censored and or censured. Some people are nice to compensate for not being good. And finally, quotations on the life well led. Far more of life's pleasures are in the process than in the outcome. Be in the moment. I've written 12 books. In the first, I rushed to get it done so I could see it in print. That pleasure was but evanescent. Since then, I try to enjoy the process of writing, and that has yielded far more pleasure. God resides within us. It is our wisest attitudes and actions. It's easy to be liked. Just listen more than talk, praise often, and disagree rarely. The question is it worth the loss of integrity? Successful, productive people fuel themselves mainly with their work and accomplishment rather than mainly through recreation. Key to a life well led is maxing your contribution. Happiness, less central, is more likely found in simple pleasures. In your desire to stand out from the horde, beware of hyping yourself and your ideas or taking inappropriately extreme positions. In our efforts to make everything equal, could we end up with everyone having little? Be tough where you must, kind where you can be. It all comes down to this: do good. And finally, senescence is inevitable. All we can do is try to strike the balance between graceful acceptance and raging against the dying light. In any event, I thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and I especially like you if you hit the share button below, share on your social media, so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And in any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.